guys, what's up? Today we are doing a review of the remake of Link's Awakening. If you guys are unfamiliar, hey guys, I have been playing through every Zelda game chronologically. It has been my life mission this year as a Zelda fan to be able to say I have played every Zelda game. I am a hardcore Zelda fan, or at least I am in my head. I could just be delusional. So if you're unfamiliar, this is the second game in the Fallen timeline, and this is the last timeline of the series. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I always appreciate it, but let's just get into this review. Alright, so as I mentioned, this is Link's Awakening, the remake. So I did play this game on the Switch, and this game was meant for the Switch. With that being said, I had no problems with the controls. I could tell at times they were trying to mimic the older game and the older controls. As someone who's played, you know, most of the games, I didn't have a hard time, but I thought the controls were easy to follow along with, easy to learn new options. I would give the controls an 8 out of 10 because some of the items were a bit finicky to use, just because, like I said, I could tell they were trying to replicate the older games with the Rock's Feather and stuff like that, but there were so many times when I tried to use it and I just ended up falling to my death because the controls were just a little finicky, but I would give the controls an 8 out of 10. Our next category is storyline and lore. So as I mentioned, this is the second game in the Fallen timeline. In this remake, it was a really cool animated style. You start off the game and you are shipwrecked. You are holding onto this log and you are just drifting around the ocean. And then all of a sudden you wake up and you are on a beach and Marin comes and finds you. And it's basically like, who are you? Why are you here? You get to explore the town a little bit. She says that your sword is on the beach. And then you begin the basic go to the temple / dungeons, you got work to do type of Zelda game. So at first I was a little confused because to my knowledge, this is the same Link as the Link from A Link to the Past. So I was like, huh, he just decided to take a trip, you know, on the boat and ended up on this random beach. Until, you know, spoilers, you guys, until you find out, like, this is all a dream. This is all the Windfish's dream. None of this was really real. This is kind of a filler game to me, if you will, just because it was all a dream. None of it really happened, which made me wonder at the end, because I wondered if the threats that were in this dream were actually even real. Because the main antagonist in this game is Aghanim. And if you didn't know, Aghanim was in A Link to the Past. I wondered if this dream was just him kind of recapping all the trauma he went through in A Link to the Past, and that's why Aghanim was in this dream and this main antagonist, or if it was sort of a Nightmare on Elm Street thing where Aghanim was actively trying to get to him and or the Windfish. So if you guys know the answers, or if there's no answer and just theory, let me know your guys' theories on that in the comments below. Was this truly all a dream? Nothing's wrong, or was Aghanim actually trying to do some damage? I did really enjoy the storyline. It reminded me a lot of Phantom Hourglass, how this was all just a dream and there was a giant whale involved. No gripe against the storyline. I just thought lore-wise, like, it was a dream, so it's not gonna tie in with any game. So you don't have to play this game to understand the lore in any way. I just need to throw that in there. Anyway, moral of all this, it was all a dream, so the storyline and lore didn't really reflect anything else. Obviously, Aghanim was involved. There wasn't a Zelda. The Windfish was there. Nothing to really write home about in terms of storyline and lore. It didn't really connect to any games before, except, of course, Aghanim being there. So I just give the storyline and lore like a 6 out of 10. It was still fun. I really enjoyed just the new world that they built and then took away. The next category is gameplay. So this is a remake, so everything's kind of ironed out in terms of weird controls and whatnot, but it used all the original game's items. So we had, of course, hookshot, but we had Rock's Feather, we had the Pegasus boots, the different canes that you can use that normally take up a magic meter, which in this game you have a cane that blasts fireballs, spacing on the name of it, but it doesn't take up that magic meter anymore. They just kind of ironed out what the old games lacked on, just that smooth gameplay style. And so it was fun playing a new, better version of a game that had the old mechanics, but just better. I thought the gameplay was very fun. It was very easy. I always was under the stigma before I was on this deep Zelda adventure that this game was aimed more for the younger audiences. That's why I had never played it, just based on the animation style alone. And safe to say, after playing it, this would be a great game for younger audiences just because of how easy it was in terms of combat and puzzles. Of course, in every dungeon, I seem to be like, oh no, I'm missing a key, which didn't stop short, of course, in this game. I've done everything but get this one because I need the cane, and I'm missing a key somewhere. Literally no idea where, though. And I've backtracked, I don't know, at least 3 times per room. But I thought the dungeons were fun because I wasn't confused and I wasn't upset. The only dungeon I had even remotely a trouble with was the last dungeon, the Turtle Rock dungeon. And it was just getting a key that I needed. Like, it was great overall. The different dungeon bosses were also very fun. I enjoyed all of them. The map itself, also very fun. It had the old Zelda aspect to it where some places you couldn't unlock until you get the Ring of Power that lets you be able to lift up rocks and stuff, because you can't lift up a rock until you get this Ring of Power, so kind of an ode to the older Zelda games. The final boss was very easy and fun. I don't know, I was sort of underwhelmed because basically this final boss, you walk up to this egg that's on this mountain, you do the little puzzle to get in, which is just walking, it's not like actually doing anything. You fall in, there's I think like 5 stages, but it's all things you fought before. You fight this blob, which is similar to the thing that you fight in the color dungeon, which is optional if you want to upgrade your tunic. This guy. Okay. I was like, I just fought this guy. My aiming with this thing is not very good. You do tennis with Aghanim. I knew it was Aghanim, I told you. I told everyone, I was like, I have a feeling. I don't know, I don't like when they introduce new antagonists and then have them in one game and never have them again. So when I saw Aghanim, I was like, he'll have to come back. Then you fight the little crawly thing where you have to hit its tail. This is cool. I love this. Why is he so fast? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. But then you fight the dark nightmare version of Aghanim, and it is the exact same fight as A Link to the Past. Oh my god. Here we go. I always fangirl when I see Ganon. Well, this is very, very familiar to that dumb, stupid game I played last time. I don't know why I can't remember the name. A Link to the Past. That's so hard for me to remember. Oh, okay. I was like, are you saying? When in doubt, shoot the eye. It was fine. I didn't really have any troubles. Underwhelming in the sense of me being used to these older games where the bosses kind of make you cry a little bit. It was okay because I didn't cry, so it was just a good experience. I enjoyed that there were upgrades to your sword as well as you could upgrade your tunic. You could get a red mail. I think they just named it red mail or blue mail, and red mail improved your offense when blue mail improved your defense. I don't know why it's mail and not chainmail. Was it chainmail and I'm just forgetting? Anyway, moral of that is you could do upgrades and you could also do amount of arrows and bombs and stuff. You could carry upgrades, but it wasn't forced on you. Also, a big part of the gameplay I really enjoyed was the Mario aspect. Holy cow, this game was like, you dipped Zelda in a vat of Mario. It was so fun. There were Goombas, there were the Chain Chomps, I believe they're called. There was that 2D, classic 2D Zelda games where you're going through your little tunnels and whatnot. I thought it was very different, but I love that. That was such a fun aspect because like for nostalgia purposes, I was like, so I love the Mario aspect of this game. But overall, I kept saying throughout the game, wow, I really like this game. Like, it was just fun, and it provided a little bit of challenge here and there, but other than that, it was relatively straightforward, so I really, really enjoyed it. So with that being said, I would give the gameplay an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, younger audiences, I think, would also really enjoy it, and it could be a really good first Zelda game. Even if you're not a younger audience, I think it would be a very good way to introduce you to the aspect of dungeons and all that good stuff. So yeah, gameplay would be an 8 out of 10. Onto our last category is side quests and side characters. I really enjoyed the side characters in this game as well as the side quests. The big side quest for me was the trading sequence. I believe you have to do this trading sequence though to get to the end unless you just search up the path, because in the trading sequence you get a magnifying glass which lets you be able to read this book which tells you how to get in the egg. So I'm wondering if you never read the book, can you just look up the path and just do it anyway? So with that being said, I'm not sure if the trading sequence is a mission you have to do or not, but as a side quest I enjoyed it because you get upgrades, but you don't necessarily, TBD, you don't necessarily have to do it. I enjoyed it because you get to meet a bunch of different characters and just get to know their interests. Another side quest was the seashells. So basically if you collect all these seashells which are hidden throughout the map, you can upgrade your sword, which I think is really cool. Seashells, you know, kind of ties into the Link being found on the beach theme. So yeah, I thought thought the side quests and side characters they were good. I don't know, I had no problem with them. I would give them a 7 out of 10. So with an 8 out of 10 in controls, with a 6 out of 10 in storyline and lore, with an 8 out of 10 in gameplay, and with a 7 out of 10 in controls, that leaves us with a 29 out of 40, which is a 72.5%, which I believe in most systems that's about a C-. It's because of the silly storyline and lore, I just know it. I did enjoy the storyline, but lore-wise, it's like, this gives nothing. It literally gives nothing. But please play this game. I had so much fun. I always have to remember, the overall rating isn't, I don't want you guys to associate the overall rating with if you should play the game or if you shouldn't. I want you to take each rating into consideration based on what you find important. So if you're trying to play Zelda games that matter lore-wise to understand the lore behind Zelda, you don't need to play this game. But gameplay-wise, I love this game. I thought it was so fun, and I love the Mario aspect, as I said. Please play it, right? So please take into consideration each individual score of what really matters to you. I didn't play the original, and I don't think I plan on playing the original. I believe it came out on the Game Boy. I might watch gameplay on it to see how similar it was, but with all the games coming up that are all the older games and there's no remasters or remakes, I need to save my heart in terms of playing all these older games that are just making me irritable. But of course, there's that older game charm that I do love, so I'll get through it. Anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I have had so much fun with this series, as I say in pretty much every video. If you guys enjoyed, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe down below. I appreciate it more than you know, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.